screwed up here. Wait a minute. I don't know what's going on. Uh, that's not it. Oh, that's normal. That's why I gotta go live from New York, or actually from Washington D.C. That's where I am. I'm in Washington D.C. I'm not in New York. Maybe you are, but I'm not. Why does that look so big for some reason? Uh, oh, and that looks a little funky too. Wow. Funky's not so bad, is it? Funky's not so bad. And what do we have? What do you have? Okay, so nobody's on. Yes, somebody's watching, and I wonder who. I wonder who they could be. Well, I put up a bunch of videos already this week. So if you're a member, don't forget that I have them on the member site. I always do them both places. And on the member site, what I do is uh, I give you a link, a report with it, so that you see the report. Let's see. Is that? I just want to on my YouTube. I want to see live now. Morton, but not Lesko. How are you? Morton Wine. Morton is whining. Morton's whining. Yeah, I don't know. I could get my YouTube onto, uh, they want me to download some software and stuff like that I've never done before. So I had to switch it. So I may not be may not be able to answer questions on YouTube. Well, maybe I can. Let's see. Choose. No. Hello. So that. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Hi. So I can't. Okay. Welcome to live chat. Okay, Angela. Oh, there you are. Great, great. I got lots of stuff. I was telling you the videos I put up in the last couple of days. I put a whole bunch, and they all have neat stuff in them. I mean, I'm biased, but one, it's just that the stuff that people don't advertise, so they don't know. There's one there for grandparents. Now, even though it's for grandparents, it's really for everybody. If you have children in your household or know people who have children in their household, go to this. It's called Grand. I forget what it is, but if you're on YouTube, the video's there. On Lesko Help in the Facebook group, it's there too, but with a report too. So everything in the Facebook group, I put not only my videos that are also on YouTube, but with a report, and that's where you can ask me questions on the YouTube, the Facebook group. The group, it's called Lesko Help. That's the group, and that's what I'm really very happy with that. It seems that I'm able to really help people one-on-one there. That's why, on Facebook, I mean, on YouTube, you're watching me on YouTube. I mean, it's hard really to, even on these live chats, to help people. But on the YouTube, I mean, they say, what do I want? Well, here's the resource, here's the links. And that's what I've really been wanting to do before when I sold millions and millions of books. I mean, I threw a book in your lap that was 1,000 pages, and that wasn't very helpful. But now, helping people one-on-one like this is, to me, I think the best work I've done, and I hope to do it for 20 more years. I'm 76 years old, but man, I just saw Kirk Douglas. He lived 103. So 103, that's almost 30 years for me. So 20 sounds easy, right? Um, but there's so much in the news. Also, I have a good report there on free tax help. See, with the people, you have to make money uh, in this country by appealing to people's greed or fear. So that's what the internet's all about. That's why you have so many places on the internet. Uh, Actually, one of the videos I've done there is about 211.org. 211.org is one of the best websites in the country because it's a place to start to find out what personal grants and personal help that's available from the government or nonprofit organizations where you live. So, see, these are all the people like government, nonprofit that don't advertise. Well, where do you go? Okay, now it's not perfect, nothing is perfect, but it's a good place to start. And if you go to 211.org, and put in your zip code, then it'll be only the services and money and grants that are available where you live. Now, when I was putting 211 into getting free tax help report, I Googled 211.org. Okay, now when I Googled 211.org, there was a company that was number one. Okay, first of all, you got a billion websites. So 211.org, you get a billion websites when you go there. Oop, and I just dropped my camera. There we go. Oh, now I dropped everything. Let's see if we come back here. Oh no, not that, no. No, I want that. Where are we? Oh, I think I just dropped, I forget who did, Instagram. That's right, I just started using Instagram too, so they don't get lost on us. Now I gotta get back. How do I get back to a brand new show? Instagram, where did you go? I don't want that. It must be in here. That's what I do. You don't change things. You don't change horses halfway through the stream like I just did. Nah, you don't want that. Gosh darn, no. My baby says go to rehab, and I say no. Okay, I'm gonna take it out of this and see if I can fix this. Oh, he must be in here somewhere. Please stay on. Yes, good. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, I think we're back on. I'm sorry. That won't be the last time I screw up. That's just neat about getting old. Man, you screw up more, but you don't really take it too personal anymore. You just assume it's going to happen. So that's what's nice, and that's why older is really neat. And particularly if you can find something, and that's what I'm trying to do, is help people find what they really want to do in life, so they could do it for the rest of your life. You don't have to worry about retirement and all this kind of stuff, because you'll be still contributing and helping other people and doing things that are important in life, because other people think they're important and they give you money. So other people think you're important, then you give them money. That's why the best judge of what to do in life is really going out and trying to get a customer. Don't get experts and everything. They don't know. They just know what worked yesterday. And that may be a little bit of a clue. But the real answer is from the people that may be your customers. Okay, back to the 211.org. This is what happened when you put 211.org in Google. You're going to get, like a billion, actually, 1 billion, BILL websites. I mean, that's incredible. And the number, and see, 211.org is a nonprofit that tells you about government programs and other nonprofit programs that aren't advertised in Google. But when you get there, you get the first website that they show you is something that sort of sounds like the government. But what they do is they promise you all the free grants in the world, okay? And I said, geez, I never heard of these people. And it sort of sounded like and looked like it was some coming from the government or some nonprofit organization. And I was wondering, geez, so I started filling out the form. And they had a form, okay, what kind of money are you looking for? Housing money? Okay, I said, yeah, I just put in, paying your bills or buying a business or something like that. And so I checked off that and get into, then they want your age, where you live, do you have a job, stuff like that. Then they come out with, they want your phone number. And I said, that's a red light, man. Anybody who says they want your phone number or your email address or something, that means they're just going to sell that sucker. That's what they're for. And I said, oh, I better find out about these guys. So I put in, I went to the Better Business Bureau and put them in, and also put in scam and their name, and all these things that came out that these people ripping off people for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. They call you on the phone, and beat the hell out of you. I'm sure what they're doing is selling your name to people who call you on the phone and trying to get money from you. They promise, and you read these examples of people, and there's dozens and dozens and dozens. They pretend they're from the government, they're from the Department of Treasury. They're going to give you thousands and thousands of dollars, and you send them money, and then they call you back. No, we need another bit more money. You have to send us $500 more, $1,000 more. Man, they get thousands and thousands of dollars from people, and you never get anything. So stay away from anything like that. Anything that's legitimate is not going to ask you for all that information. They're not going to ask you for your phone number, your address, or anything if they're legitimate, because you have to fill out their application, which is usually on their website, and a legitimate thing. And so people are just grabbing this and then making you promises, and they can't. Now, see, the thing is, I think what happens is that people don't realize that programs like that are real. They take effort. And these people don't even know where the hell they are. I've been saying this for 50 years. It's close to it right now, 50 years, and the stuff is out there, but it takes work, and that's it. And so what people want to do, and I fall into that true trap too. Hey, I want to make you believe it's easy and all this kind of stuff, and it can be, but it's probably not going to be. It's probably going to be hard for you, but to me, is at least what I'll give you are the possibilities, the websites that may or may not give you something. I can't promise you get money. Nobody can. That's why anybody you go on the internet and they say, they'll promise you get this, that, just send me this money. They can't. Nobody has a legitimate grant program, whether it's a government or anybody else. They can't promise you get it. And if they do, that means they're just getting money from you. So if they're getting money from you, stop. You don't have to do that. All legitimate programs don't want to, don't have to get money. I mean, there may be some outliers. Don't worry about it. You'll never run into it. You're safer just to say you never give money to anybody, because the real programs you don't have to. And that was a wide awakening for me. So watch that video. It's on YouTube and on Lesko Help. And on Lesko Help, I have all the legitimate sources with it too. Now, another thing I did just in a video was tax help. I mean, this is tax time. H&R Block and every other tax consultant is out there trying to scare the bejesus out of you that you need to send money from them to them. I was just reading, somebody wrote me the other day, they just went to H&R Block. It cost them $500. I think they make like 50 grand or something. Now, that's crazy. You don't have to do that. There are so many places now that give it for free. Okay, now if you make $50, $60, even $70,000, you get free professional help for your taxes. But it's hard to find, because they're not making money from you. What you'll find is H&R Block and all these other people, and when you say you're looking for tax help, because they make money from you. And when they make money from you, that means they pay Google to advertise, and Google pays, is getting their money to advertise. So when you put in tax help or something like that, Google tries to make sure you see these people first that are giving them money. See, the people who do it free don't give Google money, so you're not going to find them. So the video I just did on taxes shows you about 4 or 5 free places to get tax help for free. And it's very important, particularly if you have children. Remember the earned income tax credit. Now the earned income tax credit is really it's a grant that comes out of the Treasury Department. You don't even have to pay taxes to get that. So that's very important. If you have children, you're raising children, make sure you know about that. I mean, there's billions and billions of dollars that go unclaimed, and it's through that tax system, even though it's a grant. It's easier to pass through Congress as get something through the tax system than as a grant. But still, the free help. Okay, how do you find free help? If you don't have that list or the video that I just did, it shows you the websites on all those. But here's where to go. Again, 211.org is a place. Go to 211.org, put tax help, and you'll see, you won't see them all, but you'll see programs there, offices locally that will do it for free. And I volunteered like years ago. I took a free course. Like if you want to be a professional tax preparer, the IRS will train you for free. You go as a volunteer. So I went and I went down, to the local tax office for the training. It was, I don't know, like a week of training. It cost nothing. They trained me how to prepare taxes. Then I had a volunteer, and certain hours a week at the local library. People came in and I did taxes for free. So this is what these people who help you, and they're trained. The person who trained me was an IRS auditor. So this auditor trains me to do taxes for people, and you don't have to worry. I mean, the IRS, God, I mean, it's professionals. Yeah, first of all, nobody really knows. Everyone's guessing and doing the taxes. You could take, I've seen so many studies over the course of my lifetime as a professional here, take a tax problem and give it to, or like a sample tax. Here's a guy making 60 grand and doing this, and you go to 5 different accountants and you get 5 different answers, so everyone's guessing. It's sort of like doctors or whatever. So, I mean, that's why you just do it. You're not gonna, nobody, the government's not in charge of, trying to get you in jail. It's stupid, I mean, they can't even get Trump in jail for all his tax shenanigans, and so don't worry about that. I mean, and actually what happened, the Congress has cut their budget down that they have for doing audits. So they're doing less and less all the time. But and the fraction is so bloody small. Don't worry about it. I mean, the people in the business like to scare you and show you somebody went to jail. You're not, baking crack and keeping the money. They're the people that want to put it in jail. You screwing over on $200, you just pay a little fine and big deal. And chances of getting, audited and that coming up somewhere is like a snowball's chance in hell. So you can get that done for free. And even after that, if you say, oh God, it says I own $20,000, I only make 10 or something crazy, then you want to pay somebody, okay. But you should at least try the first one. It's free. And there's a bunch of programs all over. I have them in that video. The websites. Again, your library. Library, don't forget, man, that's one of the best places we have in our country is the public libraries. And it's so important now because a lot of the good programs are local. So like these tax things I'm talking about, whatever, they're all local. And your library knows about local stuff. They're not going to know about, the library in Kansas is not going to know what's, a local program in New York. No. But they'll know about the local stuff there because they've been asked that before and they're free and they're people who do research. And that's it. They're the only people, who get paid really to do that research for you for free. You go on the internet, all you're going to find are people that want to charge you money or charge you for the service. Like me, I have to charge to stay in business to be able to do what I want to do. So I try to keep it as cheap as hell because I want to be the $20 guy. Yeah, and people say, no, Lesko, you can charge $1,000 or whatever. No, I don't want to do that. And this, what I'm doing now, it looks like it's really working for the first time about 10, 12 years when I've been trying to redo my life or my business or whatever. The group on Facebook, to me, is more successful than I've seen in 10, 15 years, honestly. I'm just starting, but it smells like that, and it's doing very well already. And then some other stuff that I'm doing on the internet, and it took me a long time, 5, 10 years to find this stuff. I mean, I didn't know, and I thought I was smart. I made a lot of money doing it the old way, but we have new ways to do that now. So that's why it's a whole new ball game out there, and you got to go out and learn it. You can't do what's yesterday, and that's what people teach you. They teach you how to make money from yesterday. You can't. That's why one of the best things extra money talking about besides government grants is in the gig economy. Now there's another thing they call it now is a ghost work. See, we're hiring people as ghosts to do work. Companies are like that, and it's all online. It's all an app, and Showed you about this if you remember. Of Lesko Help, I'll show you 200 places, that hire people like that at home, regular, whenever you want, like an Uber driver. But there's 200 places, to do that. You could just pick out, you know. Look at pictures on the internet and say which one's blue, and they pay you for that. They need people to do that. This is what happens in IT. AI, artificial intelligence. They need people at some point in all this artificial intelligence. So what these companies do is hire people, freelance, to do this at home and make extra money on their spare time. And this is a huge business. They say about 35% of the economy is making money that way. 35%. So that has to be the fastest growing source of income. And it's the kind of income I think most of us want. When we want to do it flexible, at home, no boss. Actually, your boss is a robot. That's why I was putting some things there where I said, help the robots. The robots need help, and they do. Move to Kansas. Oh, great. Keep me in prayer. My family needs a breakthrough. Kevin, yes, okay. Well, Kevin, there's two things. Kevin said, okay, you need a breakthrough. I don't know what it is. We all do. And I think a breakthrough or anything is a result of just doing so much digging that there's no one way that I could tell you how to do things or anybody else could tell you how to do things that's really going to cause you a breakthrough. I think what life is that you make that breakthrough by trying hundreds of things nowadays. You don't know exactly what it is. I can't tell you. The smartest person in the world can tell you what exactly will be your breakthrough. You have to build it. This is your life. You're an artist of your own life. Nobody knows your insides like you do. You don't know you barely know your motives. How can anybody else tell you what you should do? You don't even know what the hell to do. So to me, what you have to do is try things. You go out there, okay, this looks okay, but don't spend money. That's the thing people say. You get out there, you go on the internet, and people say, oh, this is going to be perfect for you, and all you have to do is give me $5,000, and don't worry, look at all these people who made $100,000 doing that. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. Look at all the people playing in the national NBA, there's hundreds, thousands of them, But you ain't gonna be one, right? Short little fat guy from Milwaukee, no way. And that's what it's like. So you have to go out and find, what are the options in the world and how they could fit you. The other thing I think the biggest mistake people make is they think they know what's out there. Oh, all I need is $50,000 to do this. Okay, so you go out and look for $50,000, and you focus on that, and that's okay. But as you're doing that, learn what really is out there, and learn. Okay, if I can't get the 50, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Because there may be other ways to do the same thing without getting the $50,000. I was just helping a member who wanted to start a daycare center. Okay, they want to get money to buy this old church. And I said, well, that's great, but your success of your daycare center probably is not going to rely on your church, or the place you build, the place you want to buy, or something like that you think is great for a daycare center. It may or may not be, and I don't think that's the point, because the success of your daycare center is not if you're in a church or not how good that is. The success of your daycare center is if you have a customer. If you don't have a customer, you could have the Taj Mahal or Las Vegas or any of the fanciest place in the world. And if people ain't showing up, it doesn't matter. So when people say, okay, I want to go out and raise money for this church or whatever. No. Because, then, and if you get lucky and you do get the church, then you have to go out and say, okay, how am I going to get people in the daycare center? What is it all that about? No, that's the reverse. That's, to me, dumb. You want to do the other thing first. Why am I live? Stop. Why did I don't know why we stopped. I gotta go back on. Maybe that. I had some papers on the keyboard. Are you back on Lesko help, guys? I'm sorry, I don't know how it stopped. But it did. It didn't like me. Anyway, I think we're back up, but I don't see anybody on yet. Maybe they will come back. Come back. It's strange. Well, technology. So anyway, so that's why you go out. Okay, how am I going? You have to pretend that you're in the business already. Where business? Where are the places to get to get money to give to customers or to find customers or whatever. And actually, in the daycare center, every state has a regulatory office that helps people with starting daycare centers, okay? They have money. We need a lot more daycare centers than we have in this world. So that's why the state governments all have special offices to help you do that, to help you get licensed, whatever you need, training, all that stuff, and also how to find customers. Because what they do, they have programs that give your customer money to pay you to take care of their children. See, now that's great, right? So how do you find out that? Can you use that? How long does it take to find that? So all that kind of stuff. It's take work. That's what you want to know. Because if you spend all your time and money, getting a church or the facility, and then you go out and try to find and get business, it may take you 6 months, another 6 months, a year to do that. So that's right. And then you say, oh, this is stupid. I can't get any business. And then it's not. You have that big thing sitting in your backyard. And that's no fun, right? So you want to do that first. So anything you want to do, you go get it. And that's why, to me, in the income, extra income, to me, everybody's looking for the perfect job, extra income. No, I don't think that's it. I think there's two ways to live in life. One is that, first of all, you have to take care of yourself. You have to create income so you're not a burden on other people, right? So that's the most important thing in your life. That's the first thing you do. Okay, so you can do that nowadays in the gig economy. You're not going to be a millionaire, and it's a pain in the ass, but it's a way to start creating income so you can be self-sufficient. And that's available to anybody. And like I say, the report I have for members shows you 200 people, 200 sources of that. There's a free course at San Francisco, the city of San Francisco. So this is a .gov. If you put gig economy San Francisco .gov, just put that in Google and see what comes up. You'll see the free course that they have to teach you how to do that. And people who take that course, I just want to know how to eliminate my debts. People who people who take that course start, and of course in a couple of weeks kind of thing, if that, start making at least $1,800 a month. So that's 20 grand already. So that's a floor that you could start with something like that, and then that's very practical. And also, what's more practical about it, doing this kind of work, you're flexible to start something else. Okay, you always wanted to be this, you always want to be that. So that's when you go and start doing that other thing on the side while you're getting this income to survive. Don't say, oh, I always want to be a professional baseball player. So you go out and you're going to spend all your time and effort. Nah, it's going to take a long time, okay? So you want to find out, where can I get extra income to survive while I train to be a baseball player? Or whatever the hell you want to be, an artist or whatever. And that's what it is. And then there's a lot of extra help to do that too. You have to train to go to school or whatever, and then there's that kind of money. There's so much available like that. Again, that's just not advertised because they don't have money to advertise. And another thing I think we have to do is keep an eye on the bigger picture in life, what's going on in life, and not who's farting in Washington or not. I mean, that may be important, but that's sort of like high school. To me, it's the cool kids are doing this, and all this kind of stuff. Any legitimate advice from an ex-felon starting a business, because not everyone that goes to prison is guilty and legit. Yeah, I just for ex-offenders starting a business, yes, I mean the internet is easy for that now too, because so many places, like you could do a crowdfunding for starting. Actually, I interviewed, and you look at my videos on YouTube. I interviewed this ex-offender. It was a thug. And he raised $7,000 to do for his music that he wanted us to do that, and on crowdfunding. See, I mean, ex-offenders, to me, more and more jobs don't require backgrounds. That's why you get traditional jobs, they want background checks and yada, 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 yada. So if you go and look for things in the gig economy, I mean, if you're picking out a blue screen, a yellow screen, or whatever on the internet and getting paid, it may be only 10, 20 bucks an hour or something like that, but it's income to live on. They're not checking background. Maybe some do, but it doesn't matter. There's so many other places. I mean, some people don't like old people too. Okay, well, so don't. I mean, we're all discriminated against. Oh God, why does that keep going off again? Lesko help on Facebook I keep losing the Facebook people. Why is that? And you just go on to the next one. See, there's so many opportunities, and it's like dating. I mean, somebody doesn't like, okay. You go on to the next one. To me, the game of life is, how many people can you contact? How many doors can you knock? That's what it's all about. Not living on what's wrong with you and whatever. And there's a lot of things wrong with you and a lot of things wrong with me. And but to get over it, you just got to keep knocking on doors, and then you get lucky somehow, and then you look like a genius when you just got lucky. Like when I write books, I've written over 100 books, only 10 made money. And everybody think, oh, I'm a genius. No, I'm wrong 90% of the times. But I look like a genius because I had one or two good ones. That's all. And that's what it is. I mean, all of life is that way. It's how much are you going to persevere, and how many doors you're going to knock on. Here's some data. About I read a lot about data to see where the country's going, where the opportunities are. If you're trying to figure out yesterday, that's over, and that's shrinking. You want to figure out, hey, where's tomorrow going, because that's going to be growing, and you get there first, and then it's great. I mean, like when I got into computers back in the 70s, man, I didn't even have a course in computers. I was taking one course in computers at a college and teaching the same course at another college because they didn't have any people studying. So I was there. Now you need a PhD to do anything in computers, right? And back then you didn't. They need. So that's why if you're on the wave of something new, here last year 33% of startups had domain names other than .com, more than double the percentage 5 years ago. See, look at so a third of startup businesses don't even use .coms. I mean, they'll use other things like .io. I think like an Indian Ocean. Some island somewhere has their own .io. So people who think that's a cool thing to have instead of a .com, they start their business in .io. So you don't have to just use those 3 or 4 things that everybody else uses. There's a lot of other things that you can take advantage of. 45% of Americans say they are better off financially now than a year ago, versus 19% who say they are worse off, according to a New York Times survey. So 40% say they're better off, 20% say they're worse off. So I guess that's why Trump does well in the polls. Okay, between 2008 and 2016, student homelessness in the US increased 70%. Students are, homeless is increasing in students, people who go to school that are homeless, at all levels, even on the college level. That's why they're putting food banks on universities. People don't have money, who are paying $40,000 in a loan to go to college, and they have to get food stamps, for that. I mean, that's an astounding, thing to me. Also, I was listening to somebody about the kind of health problems we have in school. Before, I was listening to an interview of a school nurse, and she's been doing this 30, 40 years or something like that. I said, years ago, it was just a runny nose or, a headache or something like that. Now it is mental health, depression, diabetes, all these things these poor nurses have to do. The growth in school health problems are really in mental health problems more than anything else. I don't know if it's our society or whatever. The causes are innumerable. I think the first thing you have to do is identify what's going on so we can work on it. We don't have to know the answer yet. We just have to start working on it. Okay, between 2013 and 2017, 17 billion in sales were shifted from big consumer brands to small brands. Okay, so from 2013 2017, people buying less big consumer brands and little brands. Why is that? Because of the internet, right? You're buying more on the internet. That's what I see now. Why is this always going down? The internet allows the little guy to be in business. Before, what business used to be, and when I was doing books, it was mass market. I want to get in, Barnes and Noble and sell millions of books, home shopping and millions of books, Larry King, all this kind of stuff to sell millions. And then you have this big infrastructure, all the people in the middle making money. And I remember my first New York Times bestseller list, I think I made 10 grand. Man, I thought if I was on the New York Times bestseller list, I'd have a penthouse on Park Avenue or something. No, all the people in the middle that made it. That's why I started publishing my own book. But now, see, you don't need 1 million customers. You need a couple hundred customers and you're good for the rest of your life. And before, you couldn't find them because the only the way to get to customers were in mass markets. You had 3 televisions networks, you had just a handful of magazines and things like that. Now you could find 300 of any kind of people on the internet. And now you have a customers that can feed you for the rest of your life. So that's where these small little niche markets are only possible today. They weren't because you couldn't find the 500 weirdos you needed to live. Now you can. So that's what makes it easier. And the ways to do that now are free. You don't have to. There's people that charge you money, but you should just figure out how to do it yourself. And you can. That's the opportunity that's going up. So that's why when you see things like this, the growth or the shrinking in big, brand names and the growth in little ideas and little names, man, that's growing. And all the stuff in our society is making that happen. So that's cool to me, and it'll be cool to everybody. This guy is obviously looking for a way to sell. All I'm saying, all the way selling free. Oh, I got some interesting people here. Well, well, Rose, I think there's a lot of other things to watch on YouTube. But thank you for your comment. Yeah, the guy's full of, oh, Rose is really a little verbal there. Well, good for you, Rose. You're saying what you think. Can't fight you for that. Yeah, good for you. Well, I think I think I've had it for a while, guys. Okay, to find my stuff is lesko.com. That's a new way, I think, to get it. It's lesko.com. I'm telling you about your bull. If you don't want people watching, stop your video and it won't be a way to watch. I know, no, you're welcome to call my bullet when you know, say what you're in. This is America, you do whatever you want. You're annoying, but, you know, I'm annoying too, probably to you. Okay, here's me, Lesko.com. Uh, I broke my car down. Where can I find free money to fix the car? I have, they started 311.org, 211.org. There are a lot of nonprofits that have money to pick up a car because your car is important for you to get to work and earn money. So that's why they're government programs, nonprofit organizations. They're, let's go the career bullseye. Nice. I can't even pronounce what you said. You're obviously smarter than me. Uh, the uh, yeah, that's a place to start. Another thing, you know what, for fixing your car, here's a good thing. You could find out what schools in the area have automobile repair classes. Okay, usually at the community colleges have that. There's other technical schools have that, and they always look for vehicles to work on for free. Okay, so that's a way to get it, you know, for free. And depending where you live, I have a report on cars and all the money that's available, you know, to buy cars for, and fix up cars. And it's not the same everywhere. Every place you live is going to be different. So that's why you have to start digging. So if you don't have my report, here's where you go. You go to 211.org. You go to your local library, and then also you get a list of all the schools that teach automobile repair. Okay, and that's right. And then it becomes, you know, a digging game. You got to get on the phone. See, I mean, I'm trying to get people to forget the, you know, internet. Get on the telephone. You know, you could get on the internet and just say you think somebody's full of shit, and you don't really know. You haven't checked out any of the things I talk about or whatever. So that's right. You got to get on the phone and call these people. So it's on your the library, the reference librarian. Ask them. You know, you find those schools. You call each and every one. Say, hey, you know, do you fix? You know, are you looking for cars to fix? I got one. That's what you want to know. And if they say no, they're not. Ask them who else does. Where do they think that someone does? You know, I'm wondering why I'm getting bumped off all the time. And it's on Facebook. Maybe Facebook doesn't like me or whatever. But boy, that's annoying. This has been an annoying day here. Yeah, well, nothing goes right. That's sort of life, isn't it? So I hope that word helps you, Dennis. Cliff Willis, it personally upset me that people don't actually take what you say serious. You do help people. You should be present to help serious situations with the department. Stop it. Haters, I know that for a fact. Well, thank you, Cliff. Yeah, I know that, and I wouldn't keep doing it if it was. AKA the clown. No, the red nose and big. I do. I actually have a lot of those outfits I wear. They're clown outfits. But you'll find somebody else to screw around. Okay, Cliff, thank you so much. Dennis, I hope that helps about the car. And I'm sorry about Lesko help that I keep going offline for some reason, and that's a pain in the butt. But anyway, Cliff is happy to touch his toes. Great. Where can I find at-home jobs for the chronically ill and other person? Yeah, Frosty, there's a again, go to find that. It's called a gig economy or ghost work, and there's a free class online course at San Francisco, the city. So if you would, city, San Francisco gig economy, and you should be able to find that course. Maybe hang in there. I'll see if I can find this one. And I have a report that shows you about 200 programs like that. Where is it? Okay. San Francisco gig economy training you want. Maybe that's it. Okay, yeah. Here it is, I got it. I don't know if I can get it back in the, here it is. Okay. Okay, Frosty, you see that here? Gigtraining.sfgov.org. And okay, Frosty, you see that? And everybody else there too. So it's gig training, GIGTRAINING .sfgov, that's San Francisco, but it's SF, the two letters, then GOV, and then after that is .org, O-R-G. Remember, anything worthwhile is either, you don't have to pay for it, it's going to be a .gov or a .org. So that's always important there. Amanda, you saw that? Okay, anybody else see it? Okay, let's see, money, time, okay, guys. Okay, I gotta go answer questions from Lesko Help members from the closed Facebook group. So if you can, join that. I'd be very happy. If you can't, just keep an eye on this. I'll be here. I do almost a video a day or something. I have one up about the grandpa things. But oh, I know, and all the free sources for tax help, I have that. Boy, just so many of them, I forget all the time already. So go to my, I said, don't forget to buy my product. Oh, that's that Rose again. Yeah, so youtube.com/Matthew Lesko, you see all the videos there that I've talked about. And there's, it tells you about the programs they have. You bet. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm on a great job, Lesko. Thank you. Look forward to connecting more with you. Thank you, Dennis. Cliff, there you are. Agreed. Thank you for the information. Oh my God, stop with the negativity. I'm trying to learn. Oh yeah, that asshole. I think I'll just try to, yeah, I don't forget how to do that. There's a way to do that. Hide user, go to channel report. Okay. Okay. Yeah, she, I guess it is. Rose, unless it's a guy, Rose, who knows? Nowadays, you don't know. But after a while, I mean, they just say the same thing. Other people want to hear something else. Crow knows, let's go with that, you know. Oh, that's great. I have two kids in college. Where should I go to find funds? They're in college now. Sometimes, number one, there are two places to definitely start is one, go in person to the college, money office for grants and stuff like that. And make sure you sit on their doorstep. They're the best source. The other thing is you go to your state office. Your state has a higher education office, and they all have programs to help kids in their state to pay for higher training, higher education. And people don't realize that, and they don't use it. In our state, Maryland, they had like $100 million they didn't give out one year because nobody applied. Now that's stupid. So they're the places to start. If it's healthcare, there's a whole bunch of different places. Look in my videos for more kinds of things. There's many states. First of all, you want to go if your kid's already decided. I mean, the best deal is you go to junior college for 2 years, and that's the best financial deal in the world. And then you plan from there, and that's very important, I think. Boy, Rose can do it. Let's see. It's just annoying everybody else. I mean, Rose, just stopping everything else going on. You're welcome to your opinion, but not to steal my show. Get your own channel. How soon do you accept requests for following on Facebook? Yeah, when you ask me something on the Facebook like it may take me 48 hours, or it may take me just a few hours, to get it. It's growing and I haven't figured everything out yet, but yell at me. My deal is if you don't get a question from me in 48 hours, then just start yelling, and just start a new discussion. Because sometimes people are asking questions within a question, within a question, within a question, and I can't find them. So just start a new discussion, and I'll get it to you. I'm trying to connect to you. Okay, is this your, okay, start a new discussion right now, Dennis, and I'll get you tonight or tomorrow morning. And then if you don't get me tomorrow morning, then, start another discussion and say, hey, Lesko, where the hell are you? You old fart, you said you're going to do this. That's the way, unfortunately, I don't know an easier way. So I hope that helps. Okay, Dennis? I'll say like that. Okay, great. Okay, so new discussion, not an old one. Okay, a new one. Okay. Yeah, and I don't know what happens. Why it keeps kicking me off on this one all the time. God, darn, no, God. Okay, I'll see you guys. Thank you so much.